All right, so critical degree, I'm not going to jump there. So you put it in the comments below. Let me know. By the way, if you are trying to follow along with your chart and you realize that your chart doesn't match the chart on the screen, because it just would be easier, common sense, because there are hundreds of different ways, maybe even thousands of different ways an astrology chart can be drawn up. And I use a tropical placidus. So if you like the videos or if I resonate with you, it would make sense to have a chart that uses that looks the same. So we have some interesting things happening here, right? We focus on the sun and the moon in the sign of Cancer, technically 25 degrees. And the keywords for Cancer, we went over how I didn't say housing, but I keep hearing housing right now, and it is housing. I did mention the sticks and the bricks. So housing, absolutely. And it's a new beginning for housing. Interesting. What does that mean? It can mean anything. Literally. Are we building more homes? Are we building less homes? Is there something to do with the money in housing? Well, it could mean that too. It could mean anything. It's a new beginning, though, for sure. And there's something really important about this new beginning. Something I think is just truly, truly fascinating. I'm going to get to it. You know me, I'm going to get to it. But I got to take a quick peek because I already mentioned housing and it just was yelling in my head, like screaming. So here we go. Look at Venus, 28 degrees, near a critical degree in Leo. Leo energy is how we take a risk. Venus is our money. Yep. Now, can this mean other things? Hell yeah, it can mean other things. I'm just pointing out what I heard in my head. I heard housing, and I eventually would have gotten around to saying housing, but this was so prominent. It was very loud. I will also point out we have Juno in the sign of Cancer because this is the public. Remember the big meaning, the public. It is also feminine energy. It is home. It is mom and your family. And Juno is there. Juno is somebody I'm willing to marry or make a commitment to. So it's commitment energy within housing or, I'm sorry, family, family and home, emotional needs, feelings and empathy. Yes, feelings and empathy. Okay. So that's a big thing here. And then, of course, Venus is coming through loud and clear, like totally loud, loud. My money, my values, that's Venus. My money and my values. Again, Venus is feminine, but she's in the sign of Leo here, which is really powerful. And I'm going to tell you why this is powerful. For those of you who know what Venus is doing at this time, right? Because this is still July, we know that Venus is doing what here? Even though her numbers are in black, we know Venus is about to do a retrograde, which means she's moving very slowly here. If Venus is moving slowly, this means her power, her meanings become more pronounced. Values, money. What do I value? Who do I value? We also know that being in the sign of Leo, this can be performers and entertainment. It's theatrical, it's laughter, it's comedians, right? But it's also how we take a risk. We also have Mercury, the news, social media. What are we hearing about? Leo energy, money, right? Leo energy is also romance, relating, dating, mating. It is also children, creativity, joy, and fun. It wants to be entertained. Leo, I want to be entertained. I want to be the entertainer even. This Venus in Leo, oh yeah, she wants to have a good time. She wants to go shopping, get her hair, her nails done. She wants to go see a show. She wants to be entertained. She wants to be romanced. She wants to be wined. She wants to be dined. This Venus is about fun. This Venus is about fun with my body. Let's have a good time. Let's see how much fun we can have with that money. This Venus, she she's looking for a good time. This Venus isn't a real serious Venus when we talk about values and love and money, because Venus does represent relationships and love for sure. But when she's in Leo, she's a little tiger. She's a little cat. Let's put it like that. Okay, let's just put it like that. And she's standing still here because she's about to begin a retrograde. But look, there's more. Let me show you something here real quick. Let me change my color real quick. It's really important. Those of you who know the astrology, and even if you don't know the astrology, like you know where the planets are up in your brain, and that would be all of us astrology geeks. What else do you see here? Look at 12 degrees of Leo. Mercury is there. Holy smokes. Why is that a thing? Why does that matter? Well, that matters because Venus, when she begins her retrograde right here, she goes backwards, and she stops at 12 degrees of Leo. She stops right where Mercury is on this day. And what day is that? July 17th, remember? The new moon. So Mercury is at that spot where Venus is going to go back to. That is so key. So key. It tells you more about the story of what's going on. Venus is going to go back. So on July 17th, and I would even say July 16th, you always want to do like a couple of days before and a couple days after an event. Sometimes the energy, depending upon what country you live in, where things are in your chart, the people that you know, you may hear of events sooner. There might be something bigger that you hear about. Typically, this is something definitely charged with females. Female energy is very prominent here in so many ways, and homes, and females able to what? What is a female able to house and home that only a female can do? I mean, anybody can make the sticks and the bricks, but what can a woman do? She provides a home to a fetus, the sign of Cancer. That's right. That's when that soul in its moment is like, yeah, this is the date that we've planned. This is it. We're doing this. And I know that's getting into a confusing conversation, because then it's like, but wait a minute, this has to be this has to happen first. This conception has to happen. But don't things in the woman's body have to be aligned? And don't they have to happen first in order to allow this to happen? Because, the whole mating and dating and oh my God, we're horizontal or vertical, whatever. So however that occurs, if stuff isn't already set up here, regardless of what happens here, right? Regardless of what happens there, if this isn't already set up here, this does not make a baby. No, it does not. Right? Absolutely. So just keep that in mind. And it can also have something to do with the sticks and the bricks. But feminine energy is strong. And the news and social media is Mercury. And that 12 degrees mark, pay attention to it, because Venus is going to come back here. And when she gets back here, she's going to stand still again. So that's why this is remarkable, because Venus is already standing still here. And it's a new moon. And now Venus is going to go back and she's going to stand here. And it's powerful when a planet stands still. It's very powerful. It's more pronounced. Its meanings are more obvious in our life. So values, and it's in Leo. I'm not going to go into details here, but when I say the word Leo, well, we know of a prominent Leo that's been in the news, because Leo, these people can be actors, actresses, performers, big time. Lots of politicians even have this energy for sure. This energy and the Pisces energy, big time. But that's not all. Let me put my arrow there, and we're going to back up a little bit. I want you to look at Capricorn energy. How do you find that? Well, Capricorn is at the exact opposite of Cancer energy, right? Right. And we're going to go find that. So here's the 2456, and we're going to go exact opposite, and bam. Holy smokes. What do we got? Holy smokes. Look at this. Look at this. At the time of the new moon, we have vertex. Vertex is in the sign of Capricorn at 2550. Vertex is opposing the moment, the exact moment of the new moon. And when I say the exact moment, hold on a minute, hold that thought. We do pay attention, very close attention, to the time of a new moon. 1:31, so we'll say 1:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time Zone, because that's where I'm located. Adjust for the time zone that you live in, because 8 hours prior, the magic time or the metaphysicians' times or the hours of power to manifest are known to happen the 8 hours prior to the new moon. Okay? That's just the teaching. So this time thing is actually quite amazing to me. This is a moment because that's what vertex represents. Vertex represents a moment, a person, an event of some sort. In the sign of Capricorn, we think of goals and ambition, long-term goals, long-term ambitions. We think of government and business. And the vertex is like a faded thing. It's a big deal. And it normally represents, it's a moment, kind of like an opening, almost like a door opens or a door closes. Whenever you see the VX, think about it. A door is either opening or closing in our lives. It's where people arrive and leave, and events start and finish. So you see, this new moon has attached to it the vertex. So real quickly, the vertex in Capricorn, Capricorn energy is all about building for the long term. Capricorn typically is like something that is old, tried, true, tested. It's been around for a long time. It's structure, it's rules. It wants to organize. It wants to set up like these boundaries. And I don't even like the word boundaries, but it's really to organize. So it's like, here's my Tupperware containers. This goes for this day. This goes for this day. This goes for this day. Some may look at that and be like, what's with all the rules, damn it? But Capricorn energy is like, this is how we keep things like straight. This is how we prevent it from getting confusing. This is how we know this goes bad on this particular day. Like there's an order and a structure, and it's here for a reason. It's here for a reason. So real quick, if the vertex is considered to be the doorway, it can also be considered a doorway to other realities because it's in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn energy, that symbol, I've talked about that crazy symbol before. It's confusing. It's the goat with the tail of a fish. It symbolizes the spiritual and esoteric quality that the Capricorn energy holds. But normally, Capricorn energy is just material and tangible, right? We never think of it as having like these higher octaves and these mystical, unicorn even type energies. It is very likely the ability to access this quality when vertex is in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn builds the structures of civilizations, cultures, societies, organizations even. And in some way, somehow, it is your destiny to be a part of this in some way. So do you have something in your chart near 25, even 24, 25, 26 degrees, 2-degree orb? So let's say 27, maybe even 28 degrees of Capricorn. And oh my God, look what's there. We have fireworks, so just be aware. We got Pluto there. This is my next door neighbor's fireworks. I'm glad Taffy left the room so she can go bury herself in a closet. We even have Pluto here because technically 2550 is 26, but it's a new moon point. Now, how am I stretching it? Is this a bit of a stretch that I'm saying Pluto could possibly be part of this because it's that many degrees away? Well, wait, there's more. Let's go across the chart. The vertex energy has 2 points. It's got like a head and a tail. It's got a vertex and it's got an anti-vertex. The anti-vertex will be at the opposite sign and the exact opposite degrees of Capricorn. Wow, this is really something. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys can't hear this. I don't know how you couldn't. Oh, so here it is. 2456. The vertex is not drawn in here, but technically, it's going to be right here at 2550 because the astrology software only draws in the vertex point, not the anti-vertex. So I'm just going to put a big old V right there for the anti-vertex on this end. And it's in the sign of Cancer. So you see, the anti-vertex is part of the new moon energy, intimately connected. And there's so much down here at 2456, at 25 degrees, at 26 degrees, that I feel like it's really not stretching it too far to say that at the opposite, the opposition, I'm going to show you the whole picture now, that at the opposition, Pluto is somehow possibly even a factor, especially for some of you, if you have something at 26, 27, 28, or 29 degrees in Pluto. Because we have Pluto there already anyway, by transit up in the sky. And then we have the vertex point on this day at this moment. Now, you may have something in your chart. You could even have like a house cusp line, which is completely valid. You could have a house cusp line here. You could have a planet here. You could have multiple planets there. I don't know. Do you know? If you don't know and you want to know, comment below. We can figure this out. All you need to do is say, gee, I need my chart. Or gee, I got my chart, but I still have no clue. And I can look for you. Because it's the degrees that we're looking for. It's those degrees that we're looking for. It's a big deal because there's so much possibility for what is at each end. But knowing that the vertex point and the anti-vertex is part of this at this day and at this hour, at this minute, the anti-vertex is here. I got to believe this is a big deal. It's a big change of some sort because look what else. There's a T-square involved here. And what's a T-square? I'm going to get the red and I'm going to draw it in for you real quick. We're going to stay big. Look, we've got Eris, female warrior at 25. She's squaring this, feminine energy. We got Eris squaring this, squaring the vertex point. We also have Hercules at 25 degrees. Hercules is part of this as well. Squaring both ways, just like Eris is. So what this tells me is we've got Hercules, which is all about spiritual battle, joining up with Eris. Hercules and Eris are teammates right now. Holy shit. I'd say that's pretty significant. Eris is that circle and that arrow. And Hercules is like, look at my big muscles. You see Hercules there showing you his big muscles? He's not just about, might makes right. Even though he is an Aries and Hercules is, all about I can do my muscles. But the labors of Hercules, he learned that it takes more than his physical body. It takes spiritual strength to win a battle, to win the real battles. So they team up and look what else we see. Look what else. And this is not like an of the moment thing, but look at the North Node. Our future, the future of our values, the future of our money, possibly banking, possibly. It's at 0 degrees and 0 minutes. Wow. Interesting. There's a lot of intense stuff here. And to be fair, that 0 degrees north node at 0 minutes, that's not a quick thing. It's not nearly as fast of a mover as the vertex point, which is why I think this is so darn significant, because the vertex points move very quickly. They move fast. They move faster than the moon. They move really fast. If I were to change this chart up by an hour, it would no longer be at 25 degrees. You see, it's a big deal. Real quick, I'm going to read the anti-vertex point. Remember the big V I got down here? I'm going to even draw it in red now. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll do it in green. Oh, there we go. How about that? The anti-vertex. Let me read that really quickly. The anti-vertex in the sign of Cancer. It will draw you to those who nurture and care for you as you put your full attention into your destined area of life. They will help you present your abilities to the public in an attractive and enticing way. At times of important changes in your life and or at times of crisis, you will meet people who will have the sign of Capricorn or the planet Saturn strongly placed in their natal charts. These people will help you plan for the future and enable you to build new structures on the bones of the old. Sounds like a rebirth, guys. Sounds like a rebirth. That is in the sign of Cancer. The vertex point conjunct the Cancer new moon. Big deal, but it doesn't come without a battle of some sort, because there is a T-square, and that is stress and tension. But I have to add that stress and tension is coming from feminine energy. It's Hercules and Eris creating the stress and tension. I will also add that Haumea is at 28 degrees here, 2856. She is technically at 29 degrees, so she's technically kind of in a square with Pluto. But depending upon the orbs and however you look at those things in your chart, this is a bit of a, it's, 5 degrees away from this. But if we include it, it creates a great cross in this chart. You see that? That's a great cross. And typically that is going to be stress and tension and creating those four corners all the way around. So what do you have in Libra? Do you have anything in Libra at 24, 25, 26, 27, 23 even? Yeah, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yep. I will add also that Haumea is about restoring something. Haumea, this is that Hawaiian goddess energy. The ability to rebuild, also to bring back, I don't want to say bring back life, but Haumea, I always get the visual of after there's been some sort of a breakdown or destruction, or let's pretend like, I don't know, a fire somewhere. And then you see all the black and the ashes, like in the woods or in the forest or something. But then you see after that fire has cleared and burned out so much, you see like these little sprigs of green popping up. It's Haumea. It's the power to restoring it. And if it's in Libra, it's the power to restore balance, the power to restore diplomacy even. That's Libran energy. Fairness, equality. That's Libran energy. So there's something about this July new moon that I'm kind of like in awe of. I will also add that if you look at Neptune's over here at 27 degrees, and Neptune's been at 27 degrees for a while. That's not that big of a deal. But the number 27 is, isn't it? You've heard me talking about it when we talked about this chart. 27 degrees of Neptune. This is beneficial sextile energy. Neptune. It's like protection. It's faith. It's trust. It's unity. It's God. It's the universe stepping in and helping in some way and assisting in some way. 27 degrees. Neptune, how does Pisces energy pair up with the new moon? Well, look, the new moon's in water. See? Water. Right? Isn't Neptune a water sign too? That means that Neptune, watch, that means that Neptune is a beneficial trine, not only to the new moon, but to Vertex's promise of a new beginning. Wow. I'm loving this more and more the longer I look at it. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I think even though it might not be like, like cha, it might not be like that. It's a beginning. Think about it. Think about a human life. I'm just being shown a baby, so I'm sorry, but that's what's popping in my head at this moment. Think of a human life. And then I'm seeing like the stages. The person ages, they get older. Now all of a sudden that baby's got a family of its own. Now all of a sudden that baby's got grandbabies, right? But when it starts off really teeny tiny small, we don't know what it can grow into. We don't know what it can become. And this new moon kind of points out to the possibilities, the unknown, and the ability of growth, the ability to blossom into something new and beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need help with your chart, if you need help understanding this a little bit better in your life, especially when it comes to the degrees, just comment below. I'll help you out in any way I can. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.